Hi, I just thought I'd do a new video today. I just thought of doing this just now, so it's a little bit of a spontaneous idea, and I don't know how many of you are gonna watch this, let alone be interested in this. So, what I want to talk about today is this. What on earth is that, you're thinking? This is a diagram of the Krebs cycle. What this is the reaction that occurs inside the cells of our body to make energy. So you don't need to memorize it, but it's pretty important because if it's not working optimally, we will not be producing sufficient energy. So we need to make sure that we're giving the body what it needs for the Krebs cycle to work, at the speed it should, and so that we can be energetic. If something is going wrong, then we're experiencing what one might call mitochondrial dysfunction, where there is a problem in the mitochondria, which is sort of the energy building furnaces of the cells of our body, and we aren't creating the energy we need. Everything needs energy. Our eyes need energy, our brain needs energy, our heart needs energy. So with that in mind, dysfunction of this could lead to, if we use the examples that I just spoke about, vision problems. It could lead to a heart defect. I'm not saying vision problems and a heart defect are necessarily just because of this not working. I'm not saying that at all. But it could be related. We're also talking about things like the more obvious things like chronic fatigue or excessive fatigue and fibromyalgia type symptoms. Excessive soreness when you work out, not being able to concentrate well or not being able to concentrate as efficiently as you once could, not sleeping well, being depressed, a lower sex drive than you used to have, just poor motivation in general. These could all be indicative of this not working the way it should. The main reason I'm talking about this really is to impress upon you the need for a healthy diet and a healthy lifestyle, because what this relies upon is nutrients. Where do we get the nutrients from? Food, real food, healthy food. Where do we not get nutrients from? Non-food, junk food. They're devoid of nutrients, but that doesn't mean that if you have a bit of junk food here and there, or some food which isn't clean, that you are evil or you are doing things wrong, or that you are going to be subject to chronic fatigue syndrome. But what it means is that we need to make sure you're getting healthy and nutrient-rich foods into your body. So foods that contain, for instance, carnitine. Carnitine you get in animal food, in meat, but a lot of people supplement with it. A lot of people need to supplement with it, and that is important in fat metabolism. Another thing is, probably the two most important things that come to mind are your B vitamins. So vitamins B1, B2, B3, B5, and amino acids. And by amino acids, I just mean protein. Protein broken down. So these B vitamins and amino acids play a role in the conversion of each step within this little circle you see. So, from I see on lab tests I run that there is a build-up blockage on each of these markers. People eating very low protein, high carbohydrate, and low nutrient diets. Well, when we start to work on things, the cycle starts to clear up and they start to get more energetic again. So this is what's happening. We need those nutrients. I don't want to be too controversial or throw this out there, but vegans might struggle to get the protein that they're looking for. So sometimes you've got to, challenge your own beliefs and ask yourself, is the diet that I am eating good for me? If it is working for you, that's absolutely fine. Another nutrient is, antioxidant / nutrient, is coenzyme Q10. Because what that does is it accepts and donates electrons from this cycle into the electron transport chain, and that's where the energy is really, really made. I got a bit sciencey there. You don't need to really understand that, but what you've got to understand is that coenzyme Q10 is important, and a lot of people benefit from supplementation. people are on statins in particular, because taking statins depletes the production of CoQ10. Another thing you might want to consider, although it's probably the last thing most people should think about straight away. Most people should just focus on getting their nutrition in line. But the presence of environmental toxins and toxic metals can actually impede these steps. So, you don't want to get too crazy about these things. But for instance, if you're smoking, stop. That can increase your cadmium exposure. If you are eating loads and loads and loads of seafood and fish, you might want to reconsider that and cut back. I mean, fish and seafood, some of the healthiest food there is, but it's all about balance. And especially when we're looking at fish higher on the food chain, and fish like tuna, they're very high in mercury. So you might want to consider backing off those foods a little bit. In summary, get your protein, get your vegetables, get a lot of them, get your healthy fats, and get some whole grain, complex carbohydrates in there as well, and avoid too much junk food. Get moving too. Exercise will always help with energy. A balanced lifestyle and healthy diet is all most of us will ever need for energy and to live well and to live healthily. Some people may require, actually testing and monitoring and supplementation and follow-up work and stuff, but this is the icing on the cake. Firstly, you've got to set a foundation. If your nutrition is, objectively, if you actually think about it, if you challenge yourself, is my nutrition where it should be? Am I eating enough protein? Do I get my 5 a day with my vegetables? Ideally, you probably want a bit more than 5 a day, more like 7 to 9 a day, just in my opinion. So ask yourself these questions. If you're low in energy and you're experiencing some other health problems, assess your diet or get someone to assess it for you. Get a professional to assess it for you, and hopefully with some tweaks here and there, you can see an improvement. All right, guys, thanks for watching.